Hi there. I'm here today getting to know Gina Garris, and I'm getting to know her at the same time you're getting to know her. So I'm really feeling excited and curious about who she is, why she said yes to being a modern day high priestess, and hearing her story and what she's been keeping secret, what everybody knows about her. So Gigi, you like Gigi the best? Is that what you like?
I mean, whatever's
Whatever
most
rolls off my tongue.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a cousin named Gina, so it's a beautiful name. So Gigi, tell us who are you? Who are you?
I mean, isn't that a great question? It's always such a fascinating question to me. I mean, I'm the great mystery, as we all are. And who I be in the world is a human who is just really doing the best that they can and existing in existence and learning in this earth school. And yeah, I mean, we could talk about like titles or hats that I wear or things that I do in the world, and I'm happy to get into that, but I just feel like I'm just a human living this strange existence of being a human.
I'm with you there. And sometimes I feel like I'm from the stars. I'm from the stars. And then I remember the earth is also a star. So and that's been coming up for me a lot lately. I've been looking up at the stars a lot because it's darker. It's darker in the morning and at night. And I love this time of year because of the dark feminine energy or the dark masculine energies. And we can be a little bit more introspective and, ask ourselves questions like, what am I doing here? What is my purpose? Why did I say yes to this book? Like, why did I say yes to this book? I know why I have, and I've shared it a couple times, that this was directed, an intuitive hit, that this book was supposed to be created. And every woman and writer or author that's come into this book, has some kind of a directed guidance that way. How did you end up in this book is what I'm curious about.
Yeah, me too. It was interesting. Melissa asked, and there was like a little perk up, like, oh, interesting. And the word priestess, like I am an initiated high priestess through mystery school. And the word priestess or high priestess to me is and can be really loaded. And so there is a part of me who is really humble and probably private about like that title. And I just was a yes. So I just followed the yes. I don't have a string of knowing or a directed guidance or a why. That to me will unfold as the story unfolds, as it comes through. I'm not done with my chapter yet. I'm in the middle of asking what is it that wants to be shared? What is it that will be like a powerful, juicy bit of wisdom for someone out there to be able to see themselves, or to be a permissionary for someone to stand in their own reclamation of who they be in the world.
Yeah. My chapter kind of downloaded because I've been living this story of saying priestess out loud, because like you, I felt really secretive and private about this word or this embodiment or teaching. It's so many things. It is totally loaded. with all these different meanings. And one of the meanings that comes through for me about priestess is mastery. Like it's something like a discipline or a piece of wisdom or teaching that I hold or you hold, that we have learned how to master it. Like we've done it so many times. We have the 10,000 hours. That's one thing about it. It's such a loaded thing. And mastery is mastery of holding space, mastery of connecting, mastery of being secretive even, or private, is one of the things that
I think what I've come to find out as I've started to write my chapter is that priestess for me feels more like a verb. Like it is more of my way of being versus a title of who I am.
I hear you.
Yeah, it's like I'm a devotee of devotion and beauty, and that to me is what a high priestess is about, is living in beauty, walking in beauty. Yes, there's magic involved and love and all the things, and I feel like it is more of a practice, i.e. your word might be mastery, a practice of living the teachings, living and walking in beauty versus a like
theoretical.
Say it again.
Like theoretical, like
theoretical. I thought you said to be radical, and I was like,
oh,
I that.
Yeah.
Yes, I rather love to be radical.
Yes.
So, yes.
But doing and being and like embodying, instead of just like, you know, the couch priestess. I've read all the books and all of that, and I pull the cards or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, I could probably be a couch priestess too. I think that there's just like infinite versions of priestess or high priestess, and what it means to me and what it means to you may be different. And I think that's kind of the key to this book. It's the kind of the key to understanding there are an infinite versions of what it is to be a high priestess. And that's extremely important for me to recognize and honor, that there isn't a way, there isn't a you're doing it wrong, or how dare you do it that way, or you need to do it my way. From my perspective, there is there we all have our own unique blueprint, or I think Melissa loves to call them codes, and that can't be replicated. So no one can actually high priestess the way that Gigi does, or that Jennifer does, or that anyone else in the book does. It's like impossible to replicate my transmission or your transmission. And that feels so important for anyone on the path to really understand and know that their unique transmission is what is needed and valuable in the fabric of existence.
Yes. Because it inspires others. It relates to others who might be wanting to share their unique gift. And this was one of my biggest problems when I was younger, about what am I going to do with my life? What is my purpose? Like I was always searching, like, why the hell am I here? And I had some significant events in my life, like crack that open for me. And it was hard. It was hard because I wasn't seeing anything that was like giving me answers. There was no answers on the outside of me. And so I was forced to look within, to find the answers, and study myself. Like it was a real self-initiation, self-study, self-selection process before I ever, like for 15 years before I ever was introduced to people who I could call mentors or teachers or start working with.
Beautiful.
Yeah. How did okay, we were talking before we got on, and we were saying like you also are an erotic guide.
Mhm.
You help people experience their own bliss,
Mhm.
and people come to you through the doorway of sex or the threshold of sex.
Mhm.
But how does that show up? Like, talk about that a bit. The threshold of or doorway of sex.
Yeah. Well, as a sexual healer or sex coach, erotic guide, like a gajillion words for it. Um, that's often what I'm known for. So people come to help with their relationship if there's issues, if they're not connecting, a myriad of reasons. If there's any sexual disharmony or dissonance in someone's life, which, like, I haven't met one person who doesn't have some sort of something to do with sexuality, whether it's fear or shame or scarcity or too much or not enough or I don't like it or I like it, or like there's always something around sexuality. And I feel like it is often the last thing that people want to work on, because in our
Mhm.
society there's so much shame and oppression. And um so sometimes I even get people like, I have it all. I have everything that I have ever wanted, and yet um I don't have that. Or and so we it just looks so many different ways as the places that we can go, but often people are coming to me through that door.
Right. And then it's not the only thing you help them with, like, because it leads to so many places. Like, your health can be supported by your sexuality,
Mhm.
your career can be supported by your sexuality,
Yeah.
your wealth even, like it's
I always say how you are in the bedroom is how you are out of the bedroom. And everything has everything to do with everything. And so if there is any blocks, any shame, any shutdown, not that any of that is wrong, because like in my world as a sex positive being, like all forms of sexuality with consenting adults is like awesome. I celebrate it, even if that choice is celibacy or not having it, or you know asexuality, no desire. All of it is celebrated for my existence. um, but if there's something there, it's probably showing up in other places in your world. And so we can take a look there, but there's a myriad of places that can open up that we get to take a look at. And um, I think that's where the magic comes in for me.
Mhm.
For two reasons. I don't believe sacredness and sexuality are separated, but also the sexual healing can look so many different ways. It can be um, reparenting, it can be learning how to play. Like so many humans didn't have the potential or the ability to like learn how to play when they were a kiddo. So playing, learning how to play and be silly and be goofy is a huge part of what I do. Is that Merlin?
This is Merlin, yeah. He's
Hello,
he's
Merlin.
getting up to play.
Yay. Yay. I love it. Thank you. Well, it gives me a good opportunity to take a breath. So
Yeah.
thank you,
Yeah,
Merlin.
Merlin, he's well, his name's Merlin, so he brings the magic.
Yeah.
And we were talking before we came on live that, well, I was telling you how I've been really secretive in my life because I didn't want to hear no. I didn't want to hear that you can't do this. And I studied some deep magic and practice rituals and stuff like that. And I don't really tell that story too often, like, because it's so sacred to me.
Mm-hmm.
And it is like a root that streams through me all the time. And it is connected to sexuality, I would say too. Like, it's really connected to my sexual power. And I would also say that over my, you know, life, I have contorted and like contracted and diminished my sexual power,
Mhm.
like many women might have, because you might have felt too visible, too seen. And you're
Mhm.
like, I don't want to be seen that way. So you change yourself.
Yeah.
And then you don't realize the consequences
Yeah.
because you shut down a part of yourself, right?
Yeah. Yeah. What's really fascinating is I am in the opposite perspective of that. And so, like,
Mhm.
I was really over sexualized when I was younger and always claimed that I didn't have shame, and it was very promiscuous. And um, I found God through sex. Like, I found my body. I became embodied. Sexuality really enlivens me. Um, and then a turn of events allowed me to shut down.
Mhm.
And and so I think what I want to share is like the fluidity of our sexuality, I believe, is part of the entire process of the full reclamation of our wholeness. And so I believe most humans have, well, most is a big word, the potential for humans to have sexual awakenings through their life, whether it's through shutdown, through awakening, through experience, through not having it. The fluidity of sexuality through a human's life is such a spiritual path. If someone's willing to look through that lens, that
Mhm.
it might be, and that is it's really tender because of so much of the religious overlay of oppression in uh, in and around sexuality.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a big topic. It's a big topic.
it's big and it's tender and it is intricate. It's so intricate and yeah, and so we don't need to go into it. And it is that is what I do. I am with the
Yeah.
sweetness and the intricacy and the tenderness and the aliveness and the power of sexual energy. I believe that that is our life force and that is who we are, which is why I can't separate sex and spirit or sex and God or the goddess. They are of the same energy in my belief system.
I'm totally with you there. And you do have, like, you've gone deep into this. So you've gained mastery and you've seen so many different examples or situations or experiences through yourself and through other people that you've supported and helped. And for your chapter, you, you know, you feel like you said something about being on the threshold of what wants to come through, like what, because there's sexual energy that wants to come through.
Mhm.
And
Yes.
I can
Yes.
feel it. It's palatable.
Yeah. I think what I'm really recognizing is that I have a lot to say. And
Mhm.
so how do I just choose one, like a little itty bitty story? And I know that what will come through is meant to come through and be perfect. And I can write more books. I can write more chapters.
Yeah.
I have a curiosity if this is like opening a different kind of channel,
Mhm.
and we'll see what's on the other side of the threshold.
Yeah, and I'm just something's tuning in right now. Like our throat is very sexual,
Mhm,
like our neck
mhm,
and I've you probably know more than this, but like the vagina and the throat are very much connected. And if we were to look at being suppressed, like women or the females or the feminine path or the priestess path being shut down by society and all of the things over the last 3,000 years or 2,000 years, if your sexuality shut down, then your voice is shut down sometimes too. Like that's connected. It's not, that is part of the connection. And writing your story, or for other people who might be interested in coming into this book, you might be resonating with this, the sexuality that Gigi's sharing, and maybe you've been afraid to talk about it. Like maybe you want to say something, but you're not. Yeah. And I know when I first started working this book, like talking about this book being an opportunity for people to come into, saying the word priestess, like claiming that, and even claiming the word shaman, or, claiming myself, Jennifer, like I'm a guide, or a healer or a coach or a leader or mentor. What else? There's so many words to describe ourselves. And it's just so much easier to just share my story. And then you decide how you want to call me. Like, what am I to you? Like, how am I helping you? And like just listening to you is activating something in my throat. Like that's the magic of this live stream. Like there's healing codes coming through this live stream.
Yeah. Well, I always talk about emotional STDs as shame, trauma, and drama. So emotional STDs, shame, trauma, drama. And they're all like breed off of secrecy and silence. They just grow within us. And so the more that we, like, if we have any shame or trauma, like I have some actually trauma around my high priestess story. And so me not even needing to share the story, but talking about this is going to heal that because of the emotional STDs that have been created because of the secrecy that I hold. And so there's something really beautiful about what you're offering for us to come on and just have a conversation and let people witness us, is that we get to heal or remember we aren't broken, even though patterning or trespass or harm has been done to the human, but the remembrance of our essence. There's just something really beautiful about just having a conversation and being witnessed for us, not necessarily for anyone else. And of course, we are all sacred mirrors to each other. Like, I believe everyone and everything is my teacher, and everything reflects something back to me so that I can better know this. And so, yay for your throat.
Yeah.
And thank you for the conversation, for sure.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah. So maybe you're feeling something when you're witnessing this conversation between Gigi and I, and something in your body, and maybe it's somewhere else in your body that is getting activated or twitchy or scratchy. And you have a story that you want to share. We are down to the last 13 days of having enrollment open to get into this book, because we're going to be launching it on February 5th, 2026. And we need the time to get all the chapters written and put the book all together and create the launch party that we also want you to participate in. And so if you are resonating with telling your story, and you're resonating with magic or sexuality, visibility, secrecy, priestess, shaman, eroticism, anything from any of the live streams that you've seen come through this profile or YouTube channel, connect with one of us. Connect with one of the authors in this book. Myself, Gigi, and all the other authors. We're ready to embrace you into this container with us. And it is a really beautiful container because this is the first time Gigi and I have connected personally. We've seen each other in a group Zoom call. And I'm so glad that we, are going live to get to know each other because we're not afraid to do that. Like, we're just moving forward and not knowing, in curiosity of why we said yes to work together. And it's really humbling. It's like you said, it's breaking down barriers. It's like, you don't have to know everybody for 20 years to work together. You can come together and start working together and create something beautiful. And that is the power of this divine mystery, the great mystery that's coming through us. Mm-hmm. Is there anything else you want to add there about coming into the book, Gigi?
Just maybe two things. If there's any lean in, can you follow the yes, even if it's to a conversation to get more data, to practice saying your sacred no? Maybe it is the sacred yes. And I love the sacred no. And sometimes the sacred no just comes from getting really clear, and often from having a conversation instead of the thinking about it. And so, my invitation is just to follow. If you have any curiosity or any leaning in, to follow.
Yeah, thank you. That's so powerful. I really love that. And I've had lots of great, amazing conversations, sacred conversations, where people have told me so much about themselves and then they have said no. Mm-hmm. And I trust that is perfect. And but there's been so many amazing conversations where they've said yes, and I totally trust that is perfect. And we're creating a container here that is creating a book, but it's also creating so much more collaboration opportunities and live streams and podcasts and speaking gigs and retreats and working together and sharing. It's really a generous opportunity to grow together. I read something today. Don't think about trees don't age, they grow. So if we thought of ourselves like trees, and my birthday's coming up, I'm not aging, I'm growing. I'm growing into more of my essence.
I love that.
And the end of this year feels really powerful to me. I'm always feeling that, but it feels even bigger than it's ever been. And I feel really blessed by all the women in this book.
Yay. I love that.
Yeah. Okay, well, we're going to sign off. And if you want to connect with Gina about her work, reach out to her, send her a DM. She's a friend of mine on Facebook, and you can always connect with me and I can connect you as well. And reach out to either of us for the book.
I'd love to see you.
Okay.
Okay.